Hello, I am Maki. Today, I will introduce the Japanese reaction to the Pokédex mixed with Machamp entries. Please enjoy this video. Here we go! Hippo. Hypnosis Pokémon. Hippo holds a pendulum in its hand. The yelling movement and grid of the pendulum allow the foe into a deep state of hypnosis. After that, launch a volley of 1,000 punches in just 2 seconds. In other words, you can punch unless you put your prey to sleep, right? I like the devil who puts his prey to sleep and then beats them up. Spoink! Bounce Pokémon. Using its tail like a spring, it keeps its heart beating by bouncing constantly. If it stops, it launches a volley of 1,000 punches in just 2 seconds. I like how it bounces around on springs, as if it's storing up power. Sankan. Seed Pokémon. It suddenly falls out of the sky in the morning, knowing it has weak. It simply punches and chops from all angles until it evolves. So scary. Magikarp. Fish Pokémon. An underpowered, pathetic opponent made powerful punches and chops at grinding speed on rare occasions, but never more than launch 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. Kaya. Cocoon Pokémon. It remains virtually immobile while it clings to a tree. However, on the inside it visibly launched 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. This is evident from how hot its shell becomes. Aramore. Carrying Pokémon. Floating in the open sea is how they live. When they find a wounded Pokémon, they embrace it and throw far over the horizon. This explanation makes it sound like a Pokémon running wild while carrying a weakened Pokémon. Porygon-Z. Virtual Pokémon. Additional software was installed to make it a better Pokémon. It mastered every martial art in the world agree. However, Porygon-2. Virtual Pokémon. I has been installed in it. It learns various things all on its own, but doing any precision work. How cute! Ghastly. Gas Pokémon. It wraps its opponent in its gas-like body, slowly weakening its prey by launch 1,000 punches in 2 seconds through the skin. Tangrowth. Vine Pokémon. It ensnares and chops in the limbs of its foe by extending arms made of vines. After that, shortens limbs by tearing parts of them off. This scene looks like a full-on panic horror movie. Alakazam. Pokémon. This Pokémon tends to leap into action before it thinks. It has an IQ of 5,000. Stop lying about having an IQ of 5,000 when you're the type whose body acts before your brain does. Like the wanderings of a dim-witted self-proclaimed genius. Machamp's Pokédex entry is half-joke physical description and half-clumsy but not smart duality, making it hilariously entertaining no matter what you pair it with. It is virtually worthless in terms of both power and speed. One of these Pokémon once lifted a large ship that was in trouble. It then carried the ship to port. Spiritomb. Forbidden Pokémon. Its constant mischief and misdeeds resulted in it being thrown far over the horizon. Metagross. Iron-leg Pokémon. Metagross has 4 brains that are joined by a complex neural network. As a result of integration, this Pokémon is smarter than a supercomputer. With 4 arms that react more quickly than it can think, it can execute many punches at once. A being that exists as a thin gas, an existence manifesting as a thin gas, by enveloping its prey, it compels an Indian elephant to unleash 1,000 rapid-fire strikes in just 2 seconds. Is it some kind of doping agent? Shaymin. Gratitude Pokémon. It's partner with ceaseless punches and chops from all angles if it is lovingly hugged and senses gratitude. Indeed, Emotion Pokémon. It dislikes conflict if a fight occurs in its territory. In Battle Brink, this valiant Pokémon can overwhelm its foes with more than 1,000 blows from its fists. Hitmonlee. Kicking Pokémon. It is also called the Kickmaster. Its 4 rapidly developed arms can launch a volley of 1,000 punches in just 2 seconds. Howler. Wrestling Pokémon. With its wings, it controls its position in the air. It likes to attack from above, a maneuver that is difficult to defend against. People call it the Machamp Special. The guy who gave it a different name has zero taste. Tatsugiri. Mimicry Pokémon. Tatsugiri is an extremely cunning Pokémon. It finds weakness to luring prey, rockets partner with ceaseless punches, and chops from all angles. Rock Scare, roaring Pokémon. An infant sleeps inside the bowl. Rockster rock the bowl with ceaseless punches and chops from all angles to ensure the infant sleeps comfortably. Illumise, firefly Pokémon. Illumise attracts a swarm of Volbeat using a sweet fragrance. Once the Volbeat have gathered, it's all but over. The Hapress ball is thrown far over the horizon. Illumise attracts a swarm of Volbeat using a sweet fragrance and pin the day of its fall, then throws the victim over the horizon. This is way too unreasonable. Arceus, Alpha Pokémon. According to the legends of CeVIO, this Pokémon emerged from a net and shaped all there is in this world. People call it the Machamp Special. Espin, Sun Pokémon. Although it originally had no powers at all, people say it still grasps its opponents with its forearms and twists them up in an intricate hold. By its need to protect itself, people call it the Machamp Special. Sawyer, Fruit Pokémon. A master of grand and beautiful kicks, it can throw even kickboxing champions with a single blow. However, it is terrible at delicate work, using its fingers. Aren't you going to kick it? Miatic, tender Pokémon. Its lovely scales are described as rainbow-colored. People call it the Machamp Special. Quaxwell, practicing Pokémon. These Pokémon constantly run through shallow waters to train their wits. They can launch a flurry of 1,000 punches in just 2 seconds. They diligently serve people and Pokémon so they can gather feelings of gratitude. However, it is terrible at delicate work, using its fingers. Blissey, happiness Pokémon. It has a very compassionate nature. If it sees a sick Pokémon, it will nurse the sufferer back to health. However, it is terrible at delicate work, using its fingers. These guys are the type who make things worse with their good intentions. Sylveon, intertwining Pokémon. It sends up powerful punches and chops from its ribbon-like fillers to come fights. Pike, mouse Pokémon. It has in its nature to store electricity. It feels stressed now and then if it is unable to launch 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. Cosm, protestar Pokémon. The king, who ruled Aya in times of antiquity, can overwhelm its foes with more than 1,000 blows from its fists. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Let's meet again next time. Bye!